Okay, let's dive right into this. If you're sitting there as a business student right now, dreaming of building the next massive AI startup, you're probably wondering what the optimal path to actually get there looks like. I mean, do you just start coding? Do you focus purely on the business model? Well, today in this explainer, we're going to look at a fascinating case study that answers exactly that. We are tracing the evolution of Ethan Mollick. We're going from his days as a hands-on startup founder hacking together early web projects all the way to him becoming a top Wharton professor and, honestly, one of the world's leading experts on artificial intelligence. His journey is an absolute masterclass in how blending that technical curiosity with sharp business acumen creates a totally formidable foundation for the AI era. Think of this explainer as a strategic blueprint for you, the aspiring AI founder. We'll map out his career evolution across 5 key stages. First, the entrepreneurial foundation. Second, transitioning to academia. Third, leading Wharton's AI research. Fourth, the co-intelligence era. And finally, lessons for AI founders. Let's just jump right in.
All right, Section 1, the entrepreneurial foundation.
So before you can truly understand the future of technology and business, it really helps to have been in the trenches building it yourself, right? And there's a distinct pattern here with Mollick of blending high-level education with hands-on practical building. Back in 1997, while he was graduating magna cum laude from Harvard, he wasn't just hitting the books. He was actually building on the early web. He created this uniquely viral project that compiled translations of the phrase, "I can eat glass," which is kind of wild. But that experimental hacker mindset, it didn't fade when he moved into serious business studies. He went on to earn his MBA from the MIT Sloan School of Management in 2004, and then later his PhD there in 2010, focusing his thesis on individuals and organizations. But here's the crucial part. He didn't just study business, he practiced it. He co-founded a tech startup called eMeta Corporation, actually stepping into the role of Vice President of Business Development.
Let's move to Phase 2 and see how this builds. Section 2, transitioning to academia.
Moving from a fast-paced tech startup to the halls of an Ivy League university, well, it might seem like a total pivot, but for Mollick, it was really an evolution. Just consider the stark yet perfectly complementary contrast here. On one side, you've got his role at eMeta, VP of Business Development. This was all about being in the corporate trenches, driving business growth, analyzing markets, and building a tech company completely from scratch. Then, on the other side, his subsequent role, joining the Wharton School at UPenn as an associate professor of management. Here, he basically took all those hard-earned corporate lessons and started teaching courses on entrepreneurship, innovation, and exactly how emerging tech impacts business. He effectively transitioned from applying growth strategies himself to teaching the absolute next generation of business leaders how to innovate.
Oh, and here's a fantastic detail that really proves how the relationships you build in those early startup trenches can profoundly shape your future. While he was working at eMeta in New York, he actually met his wife, Mollick. Fast forward to today, and they are leveraging that very long-standing partnership to co-direct Wharton's generative AI labs together. It's just a brilliant reminder that the networks and partnerships you form in your early ventures, they so often become the rock-solid foundation for your biggest future projects.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Section 3, leading Wharton's AI research.
Now, teaching is one thing, but Mollick's deep dive into research is where he truly began to dissect how technology is shaping the way we work and innovate today. Look, if you're building a modern startup, these topics are literally your required reading list. Mollick's research investigates exactly what you need to know right now. He's studied crowdfunding dynamics, which is absolutely crucial for understanding modern capital. He researches the adoption of generative AI in organizations, really digging into how these tools are actually integrated into day-to-day business flows. He explores AI's effect on teamwork, which, let's face it, dictates how your future startup teams are going to operate. And he analyzes AI-based educational tools, looking at how tech shapes human learning. This isn't just dry theoretical stuff. This is highly practical research analyzing the real-world impact of the exact technologies you want to build with.
And his expertise didn't just stay in the classroom. It eventually reached the absolute highest levels of government. In 2023, he advised the President's Intelligence Advisory Board on the nature of artificial intelligence. This advisory work actually took place right before Executive Order 1410 was signed. It just goes to show how critical a deep understanding of AI has become, effectively bridging the gap between academic research, corporate innovation, and really high-level national policy.
But despite the intense gravity of advising the highest office in the land on literally world-altering technology, Mollick maintains a wonderfully grounded perspective. Get this, as payment, like a thank you gift for his high-level government advisory work, he received a batch of Hershey's Kisses. I mean, it's such a great, tasteful little anecdote that reminds us that even at the very top of the AI policy world, a sense of humor and some perspective really does go a long way.
Which brings us to the core of his current work,
Section 4, the co-intelligence era.
This right here is where his background perfectly aligns with the technological revolution we're living through right now. In 2024, Mollick published his New York Times bestseller, Co-Intelligence, Living and Working with AI. And the core thesis of this book is absolutely vital for us to grasp. He aims to bridge the gap between just being well-informed about AI and actually understanding how generative AI models, specifically large language models, work and what their real practical applications are. Because let's be honest, for a founder today, just being well-informed, it's not enough anymore. Actually understanding how to apply these models is the ultimate competitive advantage in the modern business landscape.
2024 was undeniably just a monumental year for him. Not only did his book become a massive bestseller, but he was also named one of Time magazine's most influential people in artificial intelligence. This recognition really cements his trajectory from a scrappy tech builder hacking together websites to one of the most vital voices guiding how humanity is going to interact with its most powerful new tools.
So, the crucial point is, what do we take away from all this? Section 5. Lessons for AI Founders.
So, what does this whole story actually mean for you? Let's take Mollick's journey and distill it down into a practical, actionable blueprint for your own career in business and tech. If we synthesize his whole evolution, it breaks down into 3 pretty clear steps for aspiring founders. Step 1. Build tech and understand markets. You've got to get your hands dirty, build things, and learn how to actually grow a business, just like you did at Emeta. Step 2. Study organizational innovation. Understand the research out there. Look at how people, processes, and teams actually adopt and use new tools in the real world. And Step 3. Master generative AI applications. Don't just skim the headlines. Dig incredibly deep into the capabilities of large language models, so you can build practical solutions that give you a serious competitive edge.
Ethan Mollick shifted from building early web technology to shaping the minds of business students and organizational leaders on how to actually work alongside artificial intelligence. He saw the shift coming, and he mastered the application. So, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative question to chew on. Knowing what it takes to bridge that gap between theory and practical application, how will you apply AI to your next venture? Really think about it. The tools are out there waiting for you, you just have to know how to use them.